To be mentally ill is never a good thing. That could mean you get looked at funny, or even get locked up in an institution. This is one of the places that no one would want to go to, but one of the worst that we will ever know of will always be Mount Massive Asylum. This place is an institution where you should not expect to escape after entering. It's a place that keeps many sick people that do not know what love is. This place also holds one of the most dangerous men you would ever find in the world. That man goes by the name of Chris Walker. He was an old soldier that got mentally sick after going into war and then became a monster. Chris Walker's power is called Smashing, an unstoppable behemoth. Chris Walker's charges against his foes with all his might. The more it's charged, the more dangerous it becomes to cross its path. First charge level will not harm a survivor unless the hit makes him or her hit a wall or another survivor that comes into contact during the charge, which will also be hurt if hit. Second charge level will always hurt a survivor. Hitting a wall or another survivor will hurt them again. Third charge level will directly grab the survivor, missing a charge attack, or hitting a wall or a pallet with it will stun Chris Walker. The more the power is charged, the longer the stun. Chris Walker comes with 3 perks, which are all about violence. The first one called Strong Willpower. Chris Walker gets angry over the mere thinking that the survivor will escape. Chris Walker becomes immune to pallet drops while carrying a survivor and gets a buff to all of these categories. Resistance to blindness is increased, cooldown of missed attacks is reduced, increases your speed, and also effects of survivors struggling are reduced. The second perk is called Locker Observer. When Chris Walker hooks a survivor, every survivor within a radius of a locker gets revealed to you for a certain amount of seconds. People in lockers does also count. The third one called Hex of Rage. A hex rooting its power on the blood of the survivors, which gives This gives Chris Walker the power to do more damage. Each time he hits a survivor, he gets a token. When he gets enough tokens, he can insta-down a survivor. When he gets enough, he can instantly kill a survivor. Chris Walker doesn't like intruders and will smash them on sight. Along with Chris Walker comes a survivor, as we go on, one of the people that have survived an encounter with Chris Walker is Miles Upshur, a young journalist that was at the wrong place at the wrong time. He is a fast and clever man that has learned how to survive against this behemoth. Miles Upshur also comes with his 3 unique perks. First one is called Adrenaline Burst. Helping others fills Miles with adrenaline, keeping up the force to escape your foe. Whenever Miles takes a hit for another survivor, the sprint given by the hit is slightly, moderately, and considerably enhanced. If you are hit without taking a hit for another, Adrenaline Burst will still trigger, but you'll be exhausted for a certain amount of time. Adrenaline Burst won't trigger while you're exhausted. The second perk is called I Got This. The motivation from supporting your team with little difficulty gives the survivor the ability to take all the skill checks of a generator without anyone else getting any. If there is others with this perk, then one of the survivors will be chosen at random to do the skill checks. Also, skill checks will appear more often and their hit area will be reduced by a certain amount. Hit area reduction effects does not extend. The third one called Loud Screams. The sound of the survivors makes it easy for the survivor to see that if they got hit. When a survivor gets hit outside a certain radius of the survivor running with this perk, they get revealed to you for some amount of seconds, like an altruistic action like empathy towards them will give 100% extra blood points for some seconds as well. Are you ready to do what it takes to escape the asylum from the giant behemoth trying to kill you? The Outlast chapter will be released when its potential becomes known.